If it's in the game, it's been delayed. We're going to have to wait another year for the return of EA Sports College Football. 24/7 Sports reporting that EA Sports College Football will not be released until the summer of 2024, after EA Sports had been telling schools through the collegiate licensing company that they were targeting the summer of 2023. EA Sports confirming this report later this week. What does this mean? Why is it being delayed? Well, here's what we can tell you through our reporting since this past summer. Why the delay? Right now, they are trying to still figure out how to get name, image, and likeness rights to compensate players and put their likenesses in the game. That is not necessarily a huge task, but one that they're still trying to work through. And EA Sports has told the schools, the 130 plus schools in the FBS, we have an idea of a plan that's going to be in place, and we'll be in touch, as they said, quote, very soon, in an email to schools this week. So that's not what's necessarily holding this back, but it is a little bit of a slower progress than they were expecting. The big thing that is holding back the game right now, I'm told, is just that they're trying to build this game from the ground up. Yes, they are utilizing the Madden engine, which they utilize for the most popular gaming franchise, but they're tweaking it and they're adding all new things in there. They're pretty much building this thing from the ground up with some base layers from Madden. Why is that such a huge undertaking? Well, they want the animations to look different when players move or they make a catch. And obviously, offenses in the college football are much different than they are in the NFL. Almost every team has some type of unique system. And so when you put that into place and the different types of playbooks, you also have to deal with different types of animations and movements due to these different types of plays. For example, a midline option and a pitch is going to look different than a short toss to the left side or something like that when you're in the I formation at another program. So a lot of things to go through there. Also, if you remember from our reporting at 24/7 Sports earlier this summer, they were still trying to gather assets from these collegiate teams. In particular, they're trying to get screenshots of their stadiums, also of any game day atmosphere, any traditions, and of course, even photos so they can scan in the mascots. So a lot of things still going on there, and several schools had yet to provide those assets to EA Sports as late as this past July and even August. So that's thousands, and we're talking almost closing into 1 million assets that they're getting from all these schools. In fact, one school, according to an FOI release that I got this past summer, has sent in over 1,000 assets and was approaching 2,000. So you can imagine just the enormous task that EA Sports' development team is having to undertake here and just trying to scan all that in and figure out what to do with all these additional assets for 130 plus teams. So what can we expect when the game is released in the summer of 2024? Well, EA Sports did confirm our report back in August that they will have Dynasty Mode, which was a huge asset to the game when we last saw it in 2013. Road to Glory will be back as well. And a huge asset that needs to be added and will be added to the game that they are still trying to struggle with right now is the transfer portal. That thing is moving like never we've seen before. You guys know this. The windows that have been created were just created about a month or two ago, where players can enter the portal in December and then again in the spring, but only do so for about a 30-day period. So they're still trying to put their hands around that as well. What do the mechanics of that look like in the game? They're still trying to figure that all out. So you add all this up. This is not a simple reskin of the Madden NFL games. They're building this thing from the ground up. And yes, it's been nearly 3 years that they've been working on this. But of course, with everything that's changing in college football and dealing with 130 plus teams, you can imagine why it's so difficult. Madden, you only have to deal with about 30 plus teams. And of course, every year, the assets pretty much remain the same. You're just changing players and all of that. This college football game is going to be changing year to year, and they got to get it right the first time when they come back for the second time after being away for 10 plus years. So the hope was in the 10-year anniversary of the last game, it would be back in the summer of 2023. Well, we're going to have to wait another year to the summer of 2024. Much more coverage on EA Sports College Football is available at 247sports.com.